most rewarding championship that I've ever been involved in.
Momentum's up.
This championship is one of the hardest in the world.
I'm so happy to be here at Brands Hatch. It's my local circuit. It's just 30 minutes down the road from me. I live near Gatwick Airport in Reigate, Surrey. And I definitely have done probably more laps around Brands Hatch Indy than any other circuit in the world. And I've got my family and my friends coming this weekend to support me. It's brilliant we get allowed the crowd in. Yeah, I've even got my 3 boys coming this weekend, so no pressure. If I don't do well, my boys will be saying, "Daddy, why didn't you win? Why didn't you bring home a trophy, Daddy?" So I'll be trying my absolute best to get a podium this weekend.
So Brands Hatch as a circuit is probably different to a lot. Like only yesterday when I went for a run around it, do you realise just how steep coming out of paddock actually is? When you're in the car, you don't really notice it. I remember my first ever run around here in like what was a Renault Clio in the Clio Cup. And the first time you go down into that compression, it's like a roller coaster sensation in your feet. But as a circuit, it is a brilliant track. And only like, as I said, when I was running around it yesterday, do you see just how slick the whole place is? Like it's such a nice setting, like Druids the Hairpin with all the trees. I've probably already said this, but I rate circuits on local amenities. So the fact that Bluewater is close for dinner each evening scores this a 10 out of 10. Coming into round 3, I probably feel a little bit more optimistic. We're starting to understand what the Cooper needs in general. I would say as a team, we're probably in our best position yet. I would say I'm always an eternal optimist, but I feel we've made significant inroads ahead of this weekend.
Brands Hatch as a circuit. Indy layout, it's very short, it's very tricky, very compact when you're out in qualifying, for example. Trying to fit 30 cars around here is very, very hard. But in terms of actually coming to a Sunday on race day, there's a massive element of overtaking how hard it is. It's a tight track as it is, and to defend it's actually quite an easy job, so it makes the overtaking very, very hard. So qualifying is really, really key.
This is really hard. Qualifying just now didn't go as planned, 100%. In free practice 1 and free practice 2, we made some very good changes towards getting the balance right. I was very confident with my car at the beginning of free practice 2, where everybody had used tyres on. So we were all in the same boat, and I was P6. Adam was very strong in free practice 2 when he put the new tyres on and was P8, I think it was. Yeah. And going into qualifying just then, Adam was actually P9 until he had his time taken away for overusing the circuit. So fundamentally we do have a bit of a quali and a race setup.
There's been nothing set in stone that's given Adam the qualifying car and you the race car. That's just something that's evolved naturally over your settings.
Engineers and our feedback and I'm very much a guy who does a lot of laps in everything I do, and I'm always looking for the perfect race car, because that's where you score the points.
Yes.
Adam's a bit younger, he's a bit newer, he's pushing really hard for that quali time, and he's going for that quali setup. And I think actually me and Adam as a pair are very good, because we've got a bit of both. We've got that young speed from Adam, and we've got me with experience
racecraft
and racecraft. So the pair of us together, I think, are very good. We just need to be working harder on getting, I think, a bit more out of it in qualifying. Plan tomorrow is only one way, and that is forwards. And like I said, with the race pace we got in the car, I think after the first few laps, when we waited for the tyres to come up to pressure, we will be fighting, 100% fighting.
The pace is in the cars, we just need to unlock it, all of us. So but there is definitely pace in them.
Norman is the team manager, and he is an absolute legend. He's done 14 tours in the Special Forces, and there's nobody quite like Norman, I've got to say. He is an exception on the grid. So the role of a team manager is so important. You know, they need to organise the team, make sure everybody's in the right place at the right time. You know, even things like the drivers, okay, looking after the drivers is a big thing. And on race weekends, obviously there's some times where there's a little bit of tangle on track and you need your team manager to take you up to the big dark bus, Tucker bus. The role of the team manager is to make sure that everything goes well for the team and everything is positive for the team to get the most performance out of every single person in the team and the drivers and to, at the end of the day, score the most amount of points possible.
It's weekend number 3 in the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. The weather is not exactly playing its part, but for the 4,000 spectators allowed into this Indy circuit at Brands Hatch, they will enjoy the action at one of the best spectator venues in the sport.
My name is Tony Gillam, team owner of Team Hard Racing. Race 1, we were starting a little bit further back than we'd have hoped from qualifying. Nonetheless, the drivers all moving through. Aaron, steady progress through race 1 and race 2, just up into the points. Aaron and the guys are so positive with every change that we're making, and we are stepping forward every weekend. So positivity is breeding, it's coming, we're getting better every weekend, and hopefully we can keep chipping away. We know we've got a good car, we know we've got sensible race pace, but it's about what happens around us.
I'm Alan Potts, team manager, Laser Tools Racing. We're just preparing the cars for race 3. So far we've had a really strong day with Ash and Aidan in terms of points. Aidan picked up damage on lap 1, which affected his steering, so the car wasn't handling very well at all, so he fell back a little bit. He defended for all he was worth and was able to hold off the pack, which helped Ashley probably a little bit. And you always know that Ash is going to go for a gap if he sees one, and you know, we get nervous about that, but I don't know about him, he's always quite cool when you hear him on the radio. I think we get more of a sweat on in the garage than he does, to be honest. Race 3, Aidan's starting on position 4 on the second row. We're hoping he's not got a lot of weight on, so we're hoping he can go forward with like a podium or a win. I think for Ashley in race 3 is to stay ahead of Ingram, because that's the two of them are pretty much tied at the top of the championship at the moment.
We've had a really hard weekend. Qualifying was a disaster, but today setup's been getting better and better, and Tom's been super strong in the second race. I was shouting at Tom beforehand. I was like, you need one more place to be in for a reverse grid. I mean, to be fair, you can't nerf your teammate off, it's just not allowed. But you know, I was all up for a clean pass. But no, I mean, we're all obviously over the moon that he's on pole, and hopefully he'll close it out with a win.
It's just like, because you've lost a bit of control, like it's gone. It's out, completely out of any of our hands now. It's all up to Aaron. Actually, it's a good thing or a bad thing.
That's a worry.
We're joking, by the way. If you're watching, Aaron.
And so, for a final time, the cars make their way up to the grid. The cars are all back. 5-second board shown, and the drivers then get set, ready for round 9 of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. It is Adam Morgan on pole position. The lights are red. It is go. Good getaway by Aidan Moffat, but a great start by Morgan. Then he leaps forward into the lead as Moffat comes up on the outside there to try to go around the outside of Goff. Good getaway also by Jason Plato in the Astra. He slots into 4th as the cars drop through Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. So the long queue of cars comes up to end lap 1 out of 24. Morgan it is leading the way. Jack Goff second, and then Aidan Moffat has got everybody else stacked up behind him, and another lock-up by Morgan going up towards Paddock. Replay here of the cars going through Paddock, and Jack Goff losing second place to Aidan Moffat. Again, he's retaken Moffat, and this is how he did it. Inside a clear ways, elbows out, and on the power. A bit of an incident there. We've had more fun and games going through Paddock. Jake Hilda getting a rub from Aaron Taylor-Smith. They're going to be side by side to the line in a race won by Adam Morgan, the 9th of his career. Adam Morgan wins at Brands Hatch for Car Gods in Sicily, but look at the third, side by side over the line. Who got the nod? According to the timekeepers, Aidan Moffat third by 12 thousandths of a second from Jason Plato.
Okay, Tom, that's checkered flag P18. P18. Good job, mate. Looked like we struggled a little bit at the beginning.
Adam Morgan that gets the race victory. The absolute champions out.
Sicily Motorsport Squad celebrating a victory here at Brands Hatch.
Here at Brands Hatch lifts the trophy and stands by the second step of the podium, and another welcome return to the podium for our winner, Adam Morgan. Well done, Adam. Congratulations again, a debut year for the BMW with Car Gods with Sicily Motorsports, and congratulated by Jack Goff, congratulated by Aidan Moffat, and 2 trophies. One's the independent win and one is the win for round 9. And now the national anthem for the winning driver.
Fantastic to get a win on our 3rd time out in a new car, rear-wheel drive. Just a fantastic result, really early as well. We didn't expect it that early, so we're over the moon. Yeah, shame about Tom getting pushed out. He got pushed to pass and everybody got through, but as a team, you know, everybody's overjoyed that we're finally on the top step. This weekend has absolutely filled us with confidence. We're a confident team anyway, but this weekend the engineers are happy, the drivers are working really well to get the car set up. Moving forward, we're really looking forward to Alton Park, so bring it on, it's our own circuit, and let's get some more trophies.